The views expressed on this program do not belong to LSU, the Manship School, Tiger TV, Mike the Tiger, or any other being. They are the absurd creation of writer and host Travis Cobb, so sue him, lawyers. Howdy, and welcome to the update.
Hey there. Welcome to the update. I'm your gracious host, Travis Cobb. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot to get to today. First, I'd like to thank Dayquil. No, they're not an official sponsor, but today's show would not be possible without their cold-fighting, mind-numbing powers. Now on to real stuff. Sometimes there's news outside the country that's so important we have to cover it. Sometimes there's jokes outside the country that are so funny I have to talk about it. And then there's Toronto Mayor Rob Ford.
Rob Ford came out swinging first thing in the morning, announcing that the fresh allegations of him using cocaine, driving drunk, and being with prostitutes are false, and he's suing his former staff members for making the allegations to police.
Yeah, how dare you, former staff members? Don't you know it's your solemn duty in politics to keep things quiet, away from the public? It's for their own good. That's why it's called public service. Look, the mayor of Toronto smoked some crack. He's human. We all are. After all, isn't that why Canada is called the Great White North? No? Okay, I'm being told that's not it at all. Ford doesn't have to live by standards like we do. He's a politician. He sets the bar wherever he wants to, allegedly even in his car.
No, none of you guys have ever had a drink and got behind the wheel. I know that.
I mean, it's the only way I'll play Grand Theft Auto 6, Toronto Mayor Edition. Okay, so all this stuff comes out that he allegedly did. What's his act of penance towards all of Toronto?
Do you smoke crack cocaine?
Despite his admittance of drug use,
Yes, I have smoked crack cocaine.
Toronto Mayor Rob Ford has remained persistent in his refusal to give up his post.
I'm most definitely keeping the...
Most definitely. Oh boy, I can only hope this means more great Fordisms. Yes, I know what you're thinking. When is Travis going to play the clip of Rob Ford saying that he never wanted to do sex stuff to a former staff member? Well, this is a family show and I won't stand for it. And we all know the internet is not for such perverse things. Actually, why is Ford even talking on TV? This probably isn't good for his public image.
I'd probably better describe this as a news special where we're giving the Ford brothers, who used to have a weekly show, an opportunity to come on our airwaves and give in their own words, their own explanation of some of the things that are going on.
The Ford brothers, Marx brothers, but with crack. I'm loving this already. But Canada, how can you do this to yourselves?
And our hope in the ratings game, as you are, is that it will attract viewers.
Ah, yes, the ratings game. Something the update has been having increased success with. Look, I get this move. There's not a better way to get rid of scandals of drugs and all that other family-friendly fun than going on television. After all, I was once addicted to cable news, and because of this show, I now have an excuse for my insanity. But you think you can just walk into the TV game and tread on my territory after what you've been through?
I have been under tremendous stress. The stress is largely of my own making. I have apologized and I have tried to move forward. This has proven to be almost impossible. The revelations yesterday of cocaine, escorts, and prostitution has pushed me over the line. And I used unforgivable language. And again, I apologize.
Again. Foul language and stress. Sounds like a TV-ready man if I've ever seen one. It's a nerve-wracking business, not some job you can coast through. I always have the butterflies in my stomach before going on TV. Of course, that could be a side effect of the Dayquil. Just keep that stuff off live TV and you're set. Coming up and Missing the Mark, why Toronto City Council is weaker than Rob Ford's ability to say no to drugs. Will he still be in power for a white Christmas? Stay with us.
I'm Travis Cobb, host of The Update, and you're watching The Update on Tiger TV.
Welcome back to the show. In the first segment, or block of the show, look at you getting TV knowledge. Anyway, first we talked about embattled Toronto Mayor Rob Ford and his possible foray into television. Now this week's Missing the Mark is looking at Toronto City Council. I don't know how government functions in Canada. I assume the Queen still does their homework for them. But then again, the furthest north I've ever lived was El Paso, Texas, so what do I know? But when matters get like they have with the current mayor, what does Toronto do?
But Friday, Toronto City Council members took matters into their own hands, voting to strip Mayor Ford of some of his power, including his ability to govern in case of an emergency and appoint and dismiss his senior staff.
Okay, that's a good start, but what if there's a crack shortage in Toronto? Who else would you want in charge? Rob Ford will find a way to be a great mayor by finding some great crack. But some are saying this is a slap on the wrist.
We cannot say, Mayor Ford, leave the building. We cannot say, step aside. We cannot say, resign. None of it is really in our jurisdiction to make that happen.
It's so shocking for people to hear that.
I know. It is very, and it's not just shocking for you, it's shocking for the residents of Toronto. They didn't realize that we did not have that power.
While a midlife crisis that redefines the phrase YOLO can be embarrassing for a city and maybe even a mayor, it's not enough to remove an elected man from power, democracy in its element. And you know Ford is adamant that no one understands what it's like to be mayor.
If I would have had a mayor acting the way I've conducted myself, I would have done the exact same thing. I'm not mad at anybody. I take full responsibility.
You do realize you can still do the exact same thing, because while you are a mayor, you're still also a citizen of Toronto. That's why laws and all that silliness still apply to you. But the fact that we're even still talking about this and you have the audacity to say, yeah, I would have removed myself from power while having the ability to do that very same thing is insane.
I completely understand where my colleagues are coming from, and I would have supported what they're doing. Obviously, in my situation, I have to support myself, and I think anybody in my position would have done the same.
And obviously, even though as a politician I realized what I did was wrong, but you guys, power is so good. This would be like taking candy from a baby in a crowded place and getting defensive when the crowd tells you to leave the candy and get out. I can understand why you're all mad, and I would beat me up if I were one of you, but I'm just going to do it anyway. So for that, I'm shifting the Missing the Mark to you, Rob Ford, candy stealer. I don't know why I think he's watching this show. You have the responsibility to do what's best for the city of Toronto. You have the power to do what's best for the city of Toronto and yourself. You yourself say the city council is acting in a way you would, and that is what's best for the city of Toronto. So step down from mayor's office and come take my seat on the update. Any other course of action is missing the mark.